Okay, so now we're on example 3, and if you notice, this factored one is super long, but we're still going through the process. We're still going to use our template. The first thing we're going to do is figure out what degree this is. So to find the degree for factored ones, we're just counting the x's. We have x times x times x times x. Oh, that's x to the 4th. So our degree is 4. And a 4th degree is called a quartic. So we have a quartic function. So when we're doing quartics, you need to understand that the shape is a little bit different. We still need to figure out if our A is positive or not. So let's look and see. I've got a 1 times a 1 times a 1 times a 1. That's all positives, so our A is positive. Keep in mind that if we have an even degree, then our end behavior is going to be the same. So that's different than a cubic. And so we have to decide, because A is positive, our quartic is going to start up and end up. And most of the time, quartics make a W shape of some sort. Now, sometimes the W's get a little warped, but you should still be able to see somewhat of a W. If the A was negative, it would look more like an M. So now we know the basic shape. Let's get to it. We got to find a y-intercept. Our y-intercept, we're going to take our constants and multiply them all together. So I've got negative 2 times 1, that's negative 2, times negative 1 is positive 2, and positive 2 times 7 is 14. So our y-intercept is 0, 14. Again, just multiply the constants together. The last piece we have to do here is the zeros. So I've got 4 different zeros that I'm looking at. And that's because a quartic has up to 4 crosses on the x-axis. This one has all 4. X minus 2 equals 0. X plus 1 equals 0. X minus 1 equals 0. And over here in the corner here, x plus 7 equals 0. So we're going to have to add 2. Remember, we're doing inverse operations. So it's a positive 2. Subtract, you get negative 1. Add, you get positive 1. And subtract, and you get negative 7. So we've got all 4 of these as our roots or our zeros, same thing. So we're going to have 4 dots on our x-axis. We've got a y-axis dot at 0, 14. We know this thing is going to look like a W because it's a quartic and the end behavior is the same. So they're going to point up because A is positive. Let's draw our little sketch. Does not have to be to scale. You just have to make sure you put your numbers on the number line the correct way. So from the leftmost point is negative 7. Then comes negative 1. Then positive 1. And positive 2. Okay, those are our 4 intersection points on the x-axis. Y-intercept is at 0, 14. 14 is positive, so on the y-axis, I want to be up here. Notice all my dots are numbered. Just make sure you label those. Okay, guys, here it is. I need this picture. So I have to start up top left and just start connecting your dots. You're going to come down, swoop back up. The next dot is 14. Next dot is 1. Next dot is 2. There's our W. Perfect sketch. And that's what I'm looking for right there.